King, you know it. King already, you know it. Top everything, you know it. King already, you know it. My body so got a king body. Body gon' shine, bling, bling body. Calling all the shots, ring, ring body.
Hey,
Got a king body.
hey.
Yeah,
you know it. Hey.
All right. You're in the nightclub, you know.
I know. Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another exciting episode of Upside Down. My name is Ato Kwamina.
And I am Frema and Ato. And tonight we have a show. You know, I know that you've already seen the video.
Already.
And we are here already. Right, and so tonight, that is what we'll be talking about. You know, we are going to be having a beautiful convo with some of the people who made sure that the already video is lit.
Yes.
And there's going to be amazing other stuff. And so tonight, just grab a cup of juice and let's have a show.
Coming up on the Upside Down show today, we have an exciting conversation with dance group featured in Beyonce and Shatta Wale's video Already, the DWP Academy, and later, actress, producer, writer, social activist, creator of Kinky Matters and entrepreneur Lydia Forson shares her opinion and new hair journey on the Upside Down show.
Yes, so we're back. The hashtag is Upside Down and the WhatsApp number 0550-585832. Let's hear from you. And Frema, you know, when Already hits the charts, I mean, everybody's talking about Shatta Wale. I mean, I saw some names like DWP, I saw some from Bohama, like a few other names popped up, and I realized that the entire production was full of Ghanaians, our very own people, and the creative process, it was mind-blowing.
You know, what I love about the whole project is the fact that we didn't hear anything. You know, something great was cooking. We never heard anything, no sign, no hints, no nothing. Yeah. And all of a sudden, boom. And even when the song came out, you know, they were able to keep everything under wraps, you know. And we didn't know. And all of a sudden, we had a video come out and we had, so we had DWP in there. And everybody's talking about them. And we have presidents, former presidents, you know, congratulating them. In fact, that is really cool, you know.
Yes.
And so Upside Down, that is what we do. We celebrate achievements and we make sure that we give people a pat at their back. And so, ladies and gentlemen,
can we have the song in the background? Of course, let's have the song to welcome. Yes.
And so, if you have seen the video, the guys who made sure that it is so lit, the guys who were doing all those amazing choreographies are right here in this house. Ladies and gentlemen, can we make some noise and welcome
DWP!
That's right.
Yes.
Gentlemen, welcome to the Upside Down show. Please have a seat.
Have a seat. Thank you very much.
Woo! Right. So DWP, what is that? Where did it come from?
DWP is an institution which gives young and upcoming creatives a platform to monetize their creativity and also find their purpose and live it.
Wow. So the DWP means?
Dance with a Purpose Academy.
Dance with a Purpose Academy. And so how long have you been running this academy?
It has been running for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow. Only 3 years?
Yeah.
Chalet.
Wow.
Only 3 years after, and you're making such huge strides.
Yeah, they are. You know, I know Dancegod from way back in senior high school when we used to go for vacation classes in Chemo Senior High School. We used to dance and everything. But, you know, back then, I don't know if you also struggle with your parents telling you that, look, dance won't take you anywhere. I don't know if you guys struggle with that.
Yeah. So how was it like for you growing up and wanting to dance and all?
Okay, so I'll start from when I entered high school, because that's where I found that I could do this thing called dance. You know, in high school, everyone was like paying attention to, you know, their books.
Especially because of the school you went
to.
to.
I went to Pesek, so just imagine. Yes.
Yeah.
So people, my friends were telling me like, Lloyd, this dance that you're doing, you cannot, you know, further it after school. So pay attention to your books. Like you're always going out to the cafes to go and watch dance. Why are you so obsessed? So I was like, this is my purpose. I feel super confident when I'm dancing, you know, and I'm able to express myself more. So let me prove people wrong, you know, like I can follow my heart, I can follow my passion. So yes, after high school, I had a bit of, you know, setbacks, you know, I had to go back. I can play football really well.
Okay.
You know, yes, I'm a good footballer. Let me blow my
It's allowed.
So after high school, I went to play soccer for like 3 or 4 years.
Professionally?
Professionally, yeah.
So what was your club?
Red Bull.
Okay.
Yeah, I played for Red Bull a little bit.
Red Bull is where?
They were in
Sogakope.
Yeah. For a while, and one day I just said to myself, like, Lloyd, this is not you, you know. This is not you. Like this dance, you dance is a purpose for, like, it's a calling for you. So yes, I came back into the scene, and it hasn't been easy, you know. For like 2 years or a year, I was battling, you know, moving from a shy man. That's where I stay, you know. So there's no opportunity for you. So when you come to town, you feel your self-esteem is low, you know. And so along the line, I met this amazing man. He's like my energy, you know.
Okay, Afrobeat.
So how was it for you growing up?
For me, dance started for me when I was very young, because I grew up in a house where there's always music. My mom had a bar when I was very small, so there was music around all the time. So yeah, and then my big sister was the first mentor I ever had. So yeah.
She's also a dancer?
Yeah, but not anymore.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So then you guys met, and then boom.
Yeah, we met. He got the vision, what I wanted, you know, someone who wants to also dance and change the narrative or the perception about dance, you know. So yeah, we fought our way to a certain level, you know, battling with event organizers. I mean, like telling them what we are worth and that. But at first, we're just doing it for the culture, you know, like for the love of it. Then we met up. Quabbles, our manager, and then he introduced the business side of it. You know, we stopped doing music videos for free. We stopped doing like performing for free, performing behind artists. You know, it was really a tough ride for us, but we managed to use our socials very well. We produced a lot. You know, from recording. Videos with high quality, you know, conceptual videos, wearing proper outfits, you know, like taking good care of ourselves, you know, and that's what if you want to build a brand, you can do. So yes, we've come a long way.
So let's go to the already video properly. How did it start? I mean, how did you get involved? Who called it? Did Beyonce call you? Was it Jay-Z? Was it Shatta Wale's management? Who called you? Who did a connection?
First off, I want to say a very big thank you to Shatta Wale for making this possible.
Okay.
So they dropped. I heard already. It was really going on. It went viral on social media. Everyone was talking about it. People were entering my DM and they were asking me to dance to it, like, you know. And my manager just called me one night and was like, bro, tomorrow if you're coming, you're going to dance to this song. I don't care whatever mood you're in, you're dancing to this song. I came, I didn't really, I wasn't in the mood like that. I didn't have the vibe like that. So he was pissed. He went to sit at the back of the studio. When you go to the studio, there's this corner. He was really pissed. He didn't want to talk to me. I was like, okay, let me just do it. He's my brother. And this is what he wants. He wants the best for me. So I danced to the song. We vibed in the studio. That's what we do, you know. Then later we posted a video. I didn't have a good feeling about it, so it didn't really do well at the beginning, like first 10 minutes or first 30 minutes. after a while, people started commenting, people started sharing in their story. Like, whoa, God is talking, you know. And fast forward, my video was part of the collective that Beyonce put in a story, and trust me, everyone following me sent it to me. They were super happy. They were saying things into my life. They were like, bro, if this happens for you guys, this is like a big thing for you guys. Like, you know, she should come for the best, you know. Then just that night, I had a message from Jacko Knight. He happens to be one of the choreographers for Beyonce. Yeah. I didn't know he even followed me. So already? Yes, already. I didn't know already. You know, so he sent me this mail like, bro, you guys killed the routine. I like the vibe behind you, everything. So we want you guys to be the main dancers for the Ghana scene. So he sent the routine that night. I rushed to Afrobeat's house. I was like, bro, guess what? He was like, what? Like, guess what? He was just saying something. I was like, bro, Beyonce, they already you know? The next day we went to our studio. We were rehearsing. We rehearsed over the video. We watched the video. We liked the vibe. We fused it with the Ghanaian style because they did some of our style, our dances. So we made sure we did the correct way of doing it. You know, we sent it to them. They were super happy. Then Joshua Kisi, one of the directors for the Ghana scene, a Ghanaian living in the States, he also texted me. He was like, bro, they contacted me. The Parkwood Entertainment contacted him, and then we connected. We went on set. Wow. Trust me, we went with our Jordans and our outfits. We wanted to, you know, this is Beyonce, like, you know,
to rap properly.
But different news came.
That was the plan. That was the plan at all.
I think we'll talk about that.
Let's go.
So, when it comes to like our costuming, our manager always leaves that to me. So I told him that, oh bro, let's put this piece together, and then we were in sync. Everything was going on well. We went there super hyped and then energetic. So we got there, and then they were like, oh, we already have a costume for you guys. And then,
for real?
And then I'm like, okay. So they pulled out this khaki pants, and I'm like, and then he said, what else? And then he said, oh, don't worry, we have a concept for it. And then at that point in time, we had to compromise. We had to go out of our way to do it. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, oh, so where's our top? And they're like, oh, no, we'll have to paint you guys. And then they showed us pictures, and I'm like, wow. And then I went to them like, hey, bro, this one there, Bobo Kala. And then at that point in time, there was no bad energy. We knew where we were going, and then we knew what we wanted. So we were like, okay, if this is what we have to do, then let's do it. Because this is what we decided to do. So we stood there for like hours, receiving paintings up and down. And then the
funny thing is, it was itching.
Very, very.
It's itching, but you're smiling.
You have to. Like, you can't money for it.
You know, just for the sake of our viewers, let's just take a look at that. Wow. So that was very impressive from DWP. If you want to send them a message or ask them a question, the hashtag is upside down and the WhatsApp number is down on your screen. So moving on. So now DWP, what's the future for DWP? No, before we go to the future, you guys were silent on this for God knows how long. What NDA did you sign?
Oh, the funny thing is we didn't even sign any NDAs, you know, but we knew how to be professional with the help of our manager. So we had to do what we had to do.
No. If I was part of you guys, I would have said it already.
Trust me, like, it's not easy because there's been time where we are like, Kwabos, let's just give them a small teaser. And he'll be like,
even if you do hashtag Bay or something.
It's been like almost a year, you know.
Wow.
So they contacted you a year ago.
Yeah, we
did it in September.
Yeah, we shot
last year, September.
Yeah.
And you were able to keep mute.
We're professionals.
Wow.
Okay, wait.
Absolutely.
Wait, hold on.
Of course.
People want to know, what's Beyonce in Ghana?
I don't know about that.
But where did you shoot the video?
We shot
in Nima.
Nima?
Yeah.
In the streets.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Beyonce wasn't there? Was Shatta there?
Nah.
Also, just you?
Yeah. We just did our scene in Nima, and the production team was there.
So from Beyonce, what next?
It's time to shine. What is next for DWP Academy is that we are dropping a dance album. You know,
Okay.
Yes, it's called Aquento. It's going to tell our people, our followers, the journey. You know, some people just followed us, so they need to know how we started, and it comes with a documentary as well.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
So how many members do you have of your academy? How many people are part of the academy now?
Over 200 plus.
Over 200.
Yeah.
No, me, I wanted to be part of, but 200. So where will I stand?
So it's a proper school.
Okay,
school,
so yes, it's a school, but now we're just renting a space, a New World Grooming Center.
Okay.
We find it difficult to use the space to
because of the numbers,
benefits, because of the duration. Because we are hiring the place. Like we are.
You rent the place.
Yeah. So how do you call it? We our utmost goal is to build a dance school, the biggest dance school in Africa, because we believe that we are the best. It's not just dance, but when it comes to
arts,
creativity. We are still we are doing a great job for the dance industry. So any investors out there who want to support this and make this a dream come true, you're equally invited. You can visit our website, www.dwpacademy.com, if you want to reach out to us and help.
And the social media handles?
DWP Academy. I am Dancegod Lloyd on all socials.
Okay, and Afrobeat?
Afrobeat on all socials.
That's right.
Afrobeat has her voice beats All right, so this is the Upside Down Show. We are talking to DWP Academy, and this is Dancegod Lloyd, and next to him is Afrobeat. Ladies and gentlemen, we go for a break. When we come back, we have a beautiful surprise for you.
Upside down. As you can see, we're turning things upside down. Already.
All right, and so before we went on the break, I told you that it was going to be a beautiful surprise. So when you see DWP standing, then you know what time it is. But before we allow them blow our minds, let's welcome Champion Valley.
He's part of the DWP squad. So we're going to leave them to do what they do best. And then when we come back from the break, there's more right here on Upside Down.
Why? Samputuma putu, samputuma petre, sampatama zuku, mandana deshe. Wadabi, madabi, anabadi, wadabi, nabadi, anabadi, wadabi, tabadi, ambagadi, anchagabi, wadabi, chagabi, anchagadi, wa, sampatama petre, sampatuma putu, sampatama pocho, sankatanga putu, sampatama pepe. Sampatana pum pum, sampatana pepe, pre, you go better. Pre, you go better. Salema, you go better. Salema, Tegade, mundogodo, tantede, ambagadum digin, tegade, sagadum badadin, tegade, mampana madaba pum, parabo, sompa, pompe, prpa, potom, podin gididi. Sampatama putu, sampatama tekbeta, sampatama luku, bensekene benzeta, sampatama putu, sampatama bobota, sampatama kuku, putu, pre, you go better, pre, you go better, salema, you go better, salema, you go better, sampatama peche. Sampatoma puchu, sampatama pocho, sankatanga puchu, sampatama pepe, sampatana pumpu, sampatana pepe, tegade mundogodo, tantede, ambagadum bigin, sagadum badadin, ampana madaba pumparabo, sompatom pompe, prpa, potom podin gididi, spakpete, podon pop, sampatama putu, sampatama tekbeta, sampatama luku, bensekene benzeta, sampatama putu, sampatama bobota, sampatama kuku, putu, pre,
Don't go anywhere. Coming up next on the show, Lydia Forson shares her story on Upside Down.
Citi TV is live. On DSTV, go to channel 363. On GoTV, access Citi TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV on your television. Citi TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. Citi TV, it's your world.
Welcome back to Upside Down. The hashtag is Upside Down and the WhatsApp number 0550-585832. And like we said, today is going to be full of entertainment. And we're going to go to another person who is very big in the entertainment scenes. She's amazing. You know that some people, when you're going to talk to them or when you're meeting them, you don't even know, so what exactly are we going to talk about? Because they themselves are full of conversations, you know, they have a whole lot of angles to their lives, and this is one of the people who are like that in our country. I mean, this woman, you know, has all kinds of ideas. I mean, considering she is into acting, she is a writer, very opinionated, producer, you know, she's and sometimes social activist, like everything. And an entrepreneur, you know. Sometimes you might think that people who are strictly into showbiz would not show any interest in like serious stuff, you know, in society. But this is one person who loves to talk politics, loves to talk about everything. And ladies and gentlemen, today we are having a beautiful conversation with the ever beautiful, the adorable Lydia Forson.
I didn't know we were talking about my past. Besides, I never asked you about yours.
And you're perfectly okay with not knowing anything about my past?
You are my husband's lover. You have to tell me everything. And when I say that, I mean everything.
Get out. Do you know it's criminal to share videos like this? Do you understand that is raping a 21-year-old?
What did you say?
Hello. I was wondering who you guys were describing. Well, that's like, you. Is that me? Is that all me? That you're talking about? All you. Wow. You know, sometimes people write your CV for you and you don't know that you've achieved all these, but you have. I was like, wow. Yes.
Award winner. Like, we can't go on. The list is
that's why I said that she's full of conversations, you know.
Wow, thank you guys.
But, you know, I just found out, you know, that you've lived in the U.S., growing up in the U.S., and then you came back to Akosombo International, and then you went to Kumasi, and then you came back to Accra, and you are a Fanti. So it looks like you've been all around. How has this shaped you?
I think, you know, when I try to explain the way I see life and the things I write about and speak on, people don't appreciate that, you know, it's because of these things, you know, growing up where I've been, the interactions. I grew up in a mission house, you know, my father's a reverend, you know, my uncle was a chief, you know, there's just so many experiences I've gone through and people I've had an encounter with that I always see life from a very different point of view.
How do you see life?
I appreciate life as it's not black and white. There's several gray areas. When you're dealing with, I love human psychology and all of those things, because I feel like we are all a product of our environment, our experiences. So when I'm having an interaction with someone, where someone will say, okay, why is this person like this? I try to go into the person's mind, where they are coming from. I feel like there's so much to this world we don't know and we've not seen. There's so much to their cultures and our practices. So I'm also not a judgmental person because I've traveled to countries where I've seen, you know, the things people practice there that we find are foreign, but it's very normal.
Wow, interesting.
And so, growing up as a daughter of a pastor or a reverend, how has it been?
It was amazing. Everybody, I love talking about, you know, my experience with my family in the mission house. My father, I am who I am because of my parents. My father is very opinionated. My parents, you know, gave us the opportunity to go out there and, you know, figure life out. I read a lot. You know, my father would, you know, my mom loves to read, my father loves to read, my brothers love to read. So it was an amazing experience because I was also very grounded in my principles in life, the way I treat people. it is something that is embedded in who I am. So again, whenever I'm talking about issues in society, it can always seem like, is she just doing this, you know, for attention? But they don't understand that this is who I am and how I've been brought up.
Wow. So what you love?
I'm getting wow. Is that a good wow?
No, it's interesting, you know, because sometimes we hear you talk, we read some of your stuff, and we don't know your background maybe pretty well, and so we kind of bring what we see out there and use that to judge who you are. But knowing where you're coming from, it all makes sense now. What are some of the things that you love to write about? What you love to speak about?
You know, I like to always look at a different angle. When someone commits a crime, for instance, when everybody is bashing the person for the crime, I want to understand the why. Like, why did you do it? Like, I'm the kind of person, if you're dating me and then you do something wrong, I'm like, let's have a conversation. You know, people don't like conversation. No, but why? Why did you do it? You know, is this trauma from your childhood? You know?
You try to do the whole
just to understand.
You know, so whenever I'm writing about anything, it's just for me trying to see an angle that everybody else. I always say that the world is, there's a left and there's a right, and there are people like us who keep the balance, and that's where I am. That I'm neither too far left or right. That's where my thought process.
What's the interest in politics?
You know, it's not interest in politics. It's interest in humanity. I believe that we all need to be in a world where, and it's very idealistic of me, but I believe that we need to be in a world where everybody has the basics in life: food, shelter, water, you know, the basic amenities. So it's not even about politics. It is a desire for me, because I know what it's like to not have, and I know what it's like to have.
You mentioned that you've seen how it is like to have and how it is like not to have. Now, when I look at where you are coming from, you know, starting life, you know, in the US, coming back to Akosombo International, going to St. Louis, and then to University of Ghana, and now you are a star. I don't see anywhere that you lack or you don't have anything.
You know, when they're writing your story, they never write about the upcoming. You know, everything you said is nice, but they don't write about the in between.
So,
you know?
so fill us in on that.
I grew up, you know, comfortable. My parents were never rich, but it was, you know, modest. My father is a reverend. You know, we're not making that much, but they did, you know, the best to provide. You know, America, of course, thanks to my father's schooling opportunity. So I got lucky in the things I was exposed to and had access to. But I also know what it's like to grow up in a mission house, and then it's summertime and everybody's going to, you know, France, and you can't afford to go to. And then after school life, my parents cannot take care of me forever. You know, I had to learn to take care of myself. And I had some really, you know, dark moments in my life where, like, even what I could not afford at some point, you know.
Like what?
And I was a hustler, and people, my friends around me always, like, look at me in awe, like, how do you do this? Because I would put people, you know, first. And you start a career where you, even though you finish university, you have a great, I always tell people that show business is amazing, but it's a sacrifice. And this is what I felt was my calling. But then it means not getting paid what I wanted to get paid, and making some poor choices as well with how you spend. And then you find yourself, you know, broke, and you can't afford certain things, and you have to hit the reset, you know, button. So I know what it's like not to have, simply because of my upbringing, and maybe decisions I've also made in my life. So, and the reality is, after school in Ghana,
you're on your own.
You're on your own. Where are you going? The job that you are getting, you can't afford your transportation. You have to pick your truck.
Can't afford rent.
No matter how rich you are.
You have to go to the salon.
You have to go to the salon. Like, no matter how rich you are, unless your parents are buying your car, everything, right after school, life hits you hard.
Really hard.
And if you're working in a bank or a firm, they're paying you maybe 400, 500 cedis, that's me being generous. You have to use some of that for transportation, some of that to dress up. You know,
sometimes
food.
rent.
You want to chill with your friends. You know, it's hard for both young girls and boys. And then, how do you even move out of your parents' house? How do you afford your rent? That 1 year, 2 year. The society is already set up against you. So it's, I think my struggles, almost everybody has been through these kinds of struggles. And coming out of it, I understand what it's like to be down there. And it is my responsibility to make sure that people don't have to go through the things I did.
True, your responsibility. So a few days ago, you put an interesting tweet out, and it says, again, if your vote was worthless, politicians wouldn't be playing Chaskele every 4 years to get it. What was that about?
You know, I sympathize and I appreciate people's frustration about voting. Like, I mean, I don't want to vote, and they are the same and all of that. But you see, if your vote didn't have power, they would not do so much for it every 4 years. In fact, a lot of us only care about politics during elections. And politicians only listen to you during elections. But if you knew the power of your vote, after voting for or against whoever, you keep them on their toes throughout because they work for you. We see politicians with their siren. I'm not scared of politicians because I know that they are there to serve us. And I want us to get to the point where we understand that. It is their responsibility. You see, even in traditional settings, you have respect for the chief. But it's the chief's responsibility to make sure that everybody, that's why people would go to war because the chief had said, because they trusted their chief and they were well taken care of. The problem with us is we treat politicians like they are here and we are there. And then we don't think that anything is going to change because we are not willing to be part of the change. So I always tell people, vote. People say, well, it's the same. I said, it's not the same. You have, how many policies do you know? How many politicians have you questioned? We're talking about presidential, but we have MPs as well.
Of course.
You have your DCs sitting there. You have your assemblymen. Everybody matters. But then we all sit down, complain, and then when it's time to vote, we are just tickled, and you feel like there are so many other candidates on the ballot boards, and I'm not even advocating for that. But I'm saying, don't say you don't have a choice when there are choices.
Would you go into politics fully?
No.
Why not?
No, I never say never to anything. So 5 years from now, if we
will remind you,
Lydia Forson.
Yes.
I've always said, like I started, in this world there's the left and the right, and the people keep the between. I feel like that's my comfort. I don't know how I can be a politician in this setting and be aligned to a party. Like my party people, they'll kick me out at some point because I'm the kind of friend who feels like I have the right to disagree with you and still be your friend. So we need people in positions where they can check whoever comes into power, because we are all compromised to a certain degree. We are all biased to a certain degree. But very few people have the power to say, regardless of who we favor, we are going to still keep them on their toes. And I feel like that's where I have the most power. I'm afraid politics is scary. I've seen friends of mine go into politics, and some of the things they write, I call us, now you get sense. Like, you used to be one of us. You know?
But the way you consider yourself very honest, you want to speak your mind, you want to talk about what is right. If a particular party is doing well, would it be difficult for you to come out and say that, yo, I support what this party is doing and I think it would be right to vote for them? Would you endorse a political party? I have no idea. I really go on how I feel. I have no problem people endorsing political parties at all. Would you do it?
As I said, I don't know. You know, nobody has moved me to that point. But if it does, I don't think there should be anything wrong with it. I have no problem with my colleagues and all that, but do it for the right reasons. You know, it's because if you can support Manchester and Arsenal.
Okotoko and Haas.
Okotoko and Haas. I'm a Haas fan.
I'm Kotoko.
We'll talk about that.
It's all right. It's all right.
You should feel free, but do it for the right reasons.
Not your stomach.
What I don't like about this, you see, my fear is I know myself. I can endorse you, but I'm the same person that will bash you. Or I can change my mind. And I should be allowed to.
Of course.
So far, nobody has moved me to that point. But I think there's nothing wrong if you want to. If you're doing it for the right reasons, why not? So
when we're collating the voters, the new register, did you go and register?
Hey, Papa, even though I didn't understand the necessity, and again, I'm not a politician, I don't know the details. I did not understand why we needed to do this during this pandemic. I'm all about human life first, and it just didn't make any sense to me. But then my vote is my power. And so it's a sacrifice I had to make, even though it was dragging me to the well unwillingly, but I did. My entire family did.
So have you always wanted to be an actress?
I think to a certain degree, I've always wanted to be in show business. There's a video of me which we are still trying to look for. When I think I was 6 years old, I was a CNN reporter. My parents recorded. I loved, television. I loved writing. I feel like I wrote my first book when I was in class 1. It was a 5-page book, but
no, congratulations. That's a great achievement.
My teacher at the time, they put it in a paperback and everything. So I've always been fascinated by, arts. I think it's also because growing up in a mission house, we moved around a lot. So it was just my brothers and I. So we had to find creative ways to, have fun. It was really just us. So we watched movies a lot, did a lot of, rapping and all of those things.
Wow.
So I always knew that I was drawn into the arts.
So you started with Hotel St. James, and it's been one hit after the other, and today this is you sitting here. You've done amazing with Sparrow Productions and other international collabos that you have done. Currently, what is going on in our movie industry?
So you know what, I predicted this thing probably about maybe 6 years ago. I said that, the industry is going to move to a point where the consumers are going to be very sophisticated, and we can no longer just give them anything. They are very judgmental about what they receive. And through that, we are going to force to structure.
Yeah.
And I think we are getting there. People always like to say, like, one thing I would never say is the industry is dead, because I'm still working. I'm still doing movie. Perfect Picture was trending on Netflix.
It's beautiful. I watched it.
Thank you so much.
So amazing.
And those are the things I like to, focus on. So the industry is going through a phase just like any other. The question is, are we prepared to adapt? Are we prepared to change? Because once upon a time, and I had a conversation with a blogger this morning about, people becoming famous on social media. And I said, I don't have a problem with that, because it is where the industry is at. We didn't have Instagram maybe 8-10 years ago, but that's where we are. So it's up to us to change with the times, or hold on to the past and go like, well, this is not how, So like any other industry, you have your bad moments. It's a struggle, I will not lie. We still haven't gotten to the point where we need to, be appreciated the way we should. But I also believe that it's an opportunity with social media, with the world paying attention to Africa. It is a rare opportunity for us to get in there and, make the industry what it's supposed to be.
Talking about adaptation, streaming services. I mean, our Ghana movie industry, we've seen Netflix, Nigeria. Hopefully soon will be Ghana. How are we prepared? How prepared are we for something like that?
I think we're prepared, but the problem with, you see, when you talk about maybe Netflix, Nigeria, and all of those things, all these countries have something we don't have, and it's support. See, when you're going into a market as a business person, you need to be sure there's a market that you can gain something from. Nigerians have an appreciation for the arts, and it's not for us politicians, for instance, every year come and throw breadcrumbs at us. And then, because we are hustling, and I can understand why people will grab at this. There's no real respect. Nigeria has seen Nollywood as a way to sell their country. So they pump money. And it's not just government. Big companies pump money into Nollywood. In Ghana here, if I go and sit with a bank and I try and get this, they're looking at me like, of course. And that's when people tell me that, oh, you're too intelligent to be an actress. That in itself is a problem. Because you don't even understand what it means to get into characterization, read a script, method acting. You don't know any of those things. You don't know the intelligence that it requires. So we can get there if everybody's mind changes about what we do, from presenter to makeup artist to costume, to all of those things, crew members. We need to get to a point where people appreciate what we do. Because if we don't, it's hard for people to, because if Netflix come to Ghana and see that we don't rate ourselves.
Then what's the point?
But if Netflix goes to Nigeria and then from the president to whoever, it's like, listen, these are our people. They're already taking care of their people. You have no choice but to play ball.
But like you mentioned, have you guys organize yourselves properly? what is the status of Actors Guild now?
So, although I believe organization is important, I feel like when it comes to us, we are the only people anybody ever asked that question. That means it's still a problem because people say, and I know it's not from a bad place, that means people still feel like we need to prove that we are, you know, okay.
But is it wrong to feel?
It's not wrong, but I'm saying that we don't ask these questions for other industries.
Okay.
Because there's an assumption that it's what they need. So let me give you an example like the arts. In our schools, when we are grading people, when you don't do well, they'll give you visual arts. When you go to in university, it's easier to get into the School of Performing Arts than it is to get into business school. When you go to America, it's actually very different. Yale School of Drama takes only 16 students from the world each year. It's one of the most difficult schools to get in. I am talking about the psychology of it. If we don't start from ground up appreciating, it is hard for me to look. We've tried. When you mobilize yourself every year, like I said, every 4 years when politicians come, we all sit down, we do all of those things. You can only mobilize so much. But I don't like the idea that we have to prove something to you for you people to appreciate. It would be interesting for someone to see the relevance of the arts to branding the country and say, look, we need you people to do this for us. And that is what happened to Nollywood. Because as of 15 or 10 years ago, they were still fighting over the Actors Guild president. But they were still pumping money into, you know, the industry. And I always say I don't speak up just for actors, for the arts as a whole, because we are really struggling and there are talented people there. And if Van Gogh goes for millions of dollars, there's no way. I don't know any. I can't mention names without getting. But Kwesi cannot get. You know, it really is about us appreciating, and then we can maybe take it from there.
But COVID came, and then everything changed upside down.
And then you move to TikTok, and then
listen, I'm an evolving human being.
How are you able to do this? Because, you know, if you're looking at people psychologically and emotionally, people have just shut down. You know, people have just taken a back seat because they just don't know what else to do. Because COVID did not announce its presence. It did not want anybody. You wake up one day, no shows, no nothing. Don't talk to anybody. Don't greet anybody. How have you survived?
You know, I hope if bloggers are watching this, they do not, you know, I'm always careful of the entries. So I'm a very spiritual person. And
you pray a lot?
I pray, I meditate. In 2018, I put out a tweet that said the world is going through a shift. There's an awakening. There's something happening. I don't know what it is. And I just felt like, because as someone who desires for the world to change for the better, you kind of feel these energies. So I put it up, but people were like, just dismissing.
So you thought you prophesied?
It's not prophecy. It just felt like the world needed to stop. I feel like we're really losing ourselves as people. Like, where were we really going? Like, it just needed to stop for us to reflect and see that, you know what, when COVID came, we truly saw the things that mattered. You know, we talked about human connection. Some of us in our daily life, we're just going here. When's the last time you actually had a conversation with people? Laughed, genuine, you know, laughter. So when COVID came, I mean, I felt that we would get it in Ghana, even though I was praying against it. So we were launching our products. We had a date and everything. And I called my team and I said, this thing's not coming. We're not going to. So, but we don't have COVID. And I'm like, but if something is happening in someone's country and the way it's moving, I think it's insensitive. And then the day I made that decision, that evening, we got our first case. So mentally, I was prepared that, you know what, the world is about to change in a way that I don't have control over. So I just said, let me appreciate where we are right now.
One thing I love about you physically is your hair. I think this is so amazing, you know. And so when I saw you with some products, I was like, oh wow, you know. So
you brought some for me, so that's my hairline.
You need it, man. You need it. Your Kwame Nkrumah needs this. You know.
Save the hairline.
So I was like, wow, this is beautiful. So there's somebody who is growing her hair naturally, and she's been able to, you know, bring out products, you know, not just for her. But for other people who are also into natural hair and all that, I would love to keep natural hair, but Ato, it's so much work. I don't think I'll have
you can.
the energy
don't
to
worry.
do
You
that.
can. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Frema, believe it.
It's all
You
in your
can.
mind.
I believe it.
You will.
I believe it. I
We
can.
will. We
Yes,
will.
I
We
can.
will.
Yes, I can. So, Lydia, tell us about your product. You know, I mean, I am so amazed at the kind of things you do and how you even do it. You know, different angles to your life, to yourself. Let's now veer into Lydia the entrepreneur.
I know it's so weird when I say this.
Is it me?
I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So Kinky Matters started off as a blog about maybe 7 years ago or 6 years ago. A lot of people didn't know it was my blog. So there are things I just like to do that without necessarily putting my name to it. I had just transitioned to natural hair. I wasn't sure how to care for it. So I was like, people really want to know. So as I was going on my journey, I was documenting and just providing you know, information for other people. Now, with the first product, I'd been wanting to do this since probably 2012.
Okay.
Wow.
So my mother, almost 30 years ago, developed this hair cream that our family had been using. If I'm being very honest, I didn't rate it because it was so good that, you know, it's like you cut your hair grows, so you know that.
Yeah. You have hair.
You know, but my brothers and I had always said
How many brothers do you have?
I have 2 brothers.
Okay. Are you the only girl?
Yes, I'm the only girl.
No, I know they'll be handsome.
Yeah, cute. We shall talk about that. So I had the blog, and then, you know, with my mother's cream for years, my mom used to do it, and she would sell around to the church. Everybody used to say, your mother's cream, it's a miracle, you know, work. And we had to help her do it, and we hated it. Like every Saturday we had to do it, and she was doing it on a small scale, but she was never able to, you know, commercialize it. So my brothers and I had always said that one day we are going to do this for her.
For mommy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I wanted to do the cream, for years I'll sit down like, where do I start? Where do I start? And I just woke up one day and told her that, you know what, we're going to Makola, we're going to get some stuff. And yes, I go to Makola. I've told you I love to go to Makola.
When they see you in Makola,
they don't see me.
They
I
make
like
you
Makola. Makola is everybody, no respect of person.
The Makola is like COVID.
I love Makola.
Nobody is everybody. Yeah.
So we just went there. We did some samples, and I was like, I'm really determined. One, this brand is there's so many layers to this brand. Yes, it started as a blog, but it's really paying homage to my mother and also to the Ghanaian and African woman, because very few people pay attention to us. You know, for years we have had to depend on other races to dictate the things we use for our hair and our skin. And so when I did samples, I sent one to a few friends like, okay, and then I started using it for my natural hair, like religiously, paying attention. I was like, hey, like the thing really works, but I had not paid it because it's like I mess up my hair and I put it on, and in a few weeks my hairline is back. So I was not paying attention to it. So I gave it to a few friends. So let me document my process, and it was really working. So I had to beg my mom. Like I was like, okay, so can we put it out there? My mom she's very like this about her recipe. I don't want anybody, you know, to know about it. And I was like, well, the world needs to, you know, know. And then, you know, that started our first product, our secret, you know, hair recipe. My friends came back with so many reviews. But again, it's one thing using it for yourself. It's another
for people.
So when I started, I was not even ready to start it as a full-on business. I just started in some 1 CD container. I was like, let me post it and see if people like. And the next thing you know, you are this, you know, you're at FDA, you are doing full on, you know, business, and you know that's where it grew.
And your mom is actually a model for the product. It's so beautiful. You guys have
this
pictures
is all
together.
about, you know, my mom.
Wow.
I want to bring, you know, we always say want to unlock Ghanaian heritage and, you know, recipes, because I love, like when it comes to my skin, I like to use shea butter. I believe that I like to go to the ancient, you know, way of life.
Very good, very good.
But then we are here trying to use things that, because someone has said it works. When we have so many things around us that God from the ground, you know, that God has given us. There's a reason why black don't crack. But if you don't take care of it, it go crack.
You super crack.
Do you understand? So this about my mother, but it's also about, you know, Ghanaianness and, you know, black. I'm unapologetically, you know, black as well.
So there are products for skin and hair.
So this is our hair line. In fact, we literally just launched our full-on range. This is the first place we are bringing it to.
Hello.
So we had our secret. Okay, let me just
get closer.
So this is our bestseller. This is our secret hair recipe that we've had for years. It's for natural hair, but everybody can use it.
Even permed hair?
Even permed hair.
Okay.
Even us with our hairline.
So
you need it better than
with
anybody.
your hairline.
A very
will take care of you.
Expensive hairline.
Don't worry, we'll revive that. So we had it for years. Customers will ask, we want a complete set, but it was important for us to take our time. When you start a business, you're still trying to figure it out, and people can rush you. We didn't want to do that. So it took us about 2 years to formulate and just put our new range. So this is our What you're holding?
That's a shampoo.
That's a shampoo. So this is our shea butter. We call it Inkuto moisturizing and tangling conditioner. It's important for me to always have a Ghanaian element to whatever product we make. So that's why this is called the shea butter Inkuto moisturizing and detangling conditioner. Oh my gosh, it's so weird. I've never thought I'd be on TV talking about it.
Yeah. So this also has Alata Semina. On it.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's the shampoo. Alata Semina is amazing for your hair. So we're just trying to pull on all the things that we use around us, locally. This is one of my favorite things. This is our secret hair drop.
Okay.
So it's a herbal hair oil. Takes several days to make. It's infused with several, herbs sourced from, around Ghana and the continent as well. And it's also for people with receding hairlines.
That got you sorted, somebody.
Hairlines.
No, coughs are not allowed. I hope you know that coughs are not allowed.
To the left.
Well, you need that.
But this is by far my favorite product in the whole. This is called as Milky Silky Smooth. These are bougie, very bougie.
Also for hair or for skin?
No, this
after what you always point at me when we talk about bougie.
No, our skin is not yet in yet.
All right, so
but this is for hair. It's a leave-in conditioner. So this is for the man, for your beard. It's coming.
It's coming, yeah.
Don't worry. Atu, you are like, we'll take care of you. I feel like we need to sit down and take it like really.
She said it on TV, guys. She said it on TV. She's going to take care of me.
You need a whole consultancy. So we're going to do that. So how has the reception been?
You know what? It's been overwhelming. For me, it's hard when you're an entertainer and you're branching into business and you're coming to a business where several other people have been, and I have so much respect for them. And the question is, are people going to buy because she's, Lydia Forson? Yeah. And so for a very long time, a lot of people didn't even know that we own this. It's my mother and I. And so we wanted to see how people would respond. And we love the fact that we don't even ask our clients for reviews. They send, if you go on our page and you see the before and after picture, sometimes I'm like, I call my husband, so the thing, what is in it? Because this person, the hair was very bad, and it's working. So the reception has really been good because it actually works. My fear was people would buy and then Lydia Forson didn't but it's it actually works.
Quickly before you go, you know how life in quotes is pretty smooth and everything is on course for you, probably because you thought earlier about finding something else to do.
It's not on course too.
No, but at least you are not just sleeping at home.
And no,
they've been saying it.
And you're on course.
No, but it's not bad.
I'm just messing with you.
I know, but you know how now there are some of your colleagues who are not doing anything because nobody anticipated COVID was coming. Nobody felt that, okay, there'll be a time that you can't even be working properly. There's no movie premiering. There's no event for me to go and perform at, But you had something, you had started a business. Would you, agree with people who think that as an entertainer, as somebody in showbiz, you need a side hustle?
As a human being, you need side hustles. It's not just, because COVID came and it's not just the entertainment industry that was here. My anticipation is the reality is life happens. So it's not really, when people talk about entertainers having side jobs, I always tell people that, look, when you finish school and you're doing your national service and you see how much you are earning and you're on social media, coming as celebrities, you're on the same boat. you never know when you're going to lose your job. You never know when, you know, you're going to get sick. You never know when life is going to come at you. So you always have to. So for me, this was not about, okay, I'm an entertainer. Because if I'm being honest, for almost 17 years of my life, I've not received a monthly payment. I've been an actress and a brand, and there are good and bad days. Sometimes you get a really good deal, and then for the next 6 months, you don't. You have to have the mind to manage, you know, that. And that has taught us. I think entertainers are actually in a better position because we understand what it's like not to have, and you know, the rainy days. So it's really important for everybody to always look for the next. As a celebrity, I know that one day, in fact, every day someone new comes, you know? So are you going to sit down and go like, I'm going to be the queen for the rest of, or prepare for the next, you know, place to conquer? So it's important that you always have something, or you're always prepared for, you know, things to just go south.
So are you dating?
You heard me.
Oh boy.
The screen has frozen.
Are you dating?
You know what? I made a rule never to talk about my dating life, only because I have nothing to hide. Only because I feel like I made a decision to be in the limelight. It's always unfair for people who are with you to be thrown. I know people talk and people see me. I don't really care as long as I have my peace of mind at the, you know.
We won't ask who.
It's not even about the who. It's just. And plus the mystery is interesting. Remember saying my markets and stuff. I will tell you this. I'm not married, okay?
That's so it means that you are dating, but you're not married, and so the coast is still clear.
I don't know who made those laws.
No, I'm trying to set one here.
I don't know who made those laws. But so Kinky Matters, she get Kinky Matters and then support
so if somebody,
a girl's business, like I buy a house and then I can, you know, buy cars and stuff like that. So
don't you have anybody to buy you a car?
Honey, I buy my own damn car. That song gives me, I'll take. That's not hypocrite. So as we have to sell cream, you know.
We'll patronize your sister's business.
Sell the cream and put the
in boxes.
But
no, God will do it. Absolutely.
Oh, what won't God do?
Anything, you know. God is able to do anything. Lydia Forson, you are amazing. You are a star. You are a celebrity.
Thank you.
And we are glad to be celebrating you today. And well done in everything that you have achieved.
So
and we are very proud about Kinky Matters. And,
yes, because
we'll
you
try
matter.
it.
I love Citi.
So how can people get in touch? Your socials? How can
so you can go to www.kinkymatters.com. What to do this? Like the thing they do on TV. So you can call us.
Contact
us. Hey, edit that part. Contact us at Kinky Matters. www.kinkymatters.com. Or you can call or send a WhatsApp +233 244 377 757. Hey.
All right, Lydia, thank you very much. Now, you are a superstar, and we are glad that you were able to come today. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Upside Down. Our guest was Lydia Forson, and earlier we also had the DWP crew right here with us. My name is Frema and Ato.
And my name is Ato. Catch you same time next week.